Welcome everybody back to another BOLDcast reaction of Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
And this is One Piece episodes 162, 163. Before we get into it, I just want to say rest in peace to Akira Toriyama, the mangaka for Dragon Ball. I just found out like minutes ago that he unfortunately died of a subdural hematoma. It's a very tragic and terrible thing to happen to somebody so great, and I don't want to spend so much time on it because it's honestly just really sad and depressing. But you know, I like many of you, love Dragon Ball ever since I was like a little kid, and it got, you know, without watching Dragon Ball, none of this would be a thing for me. So I just wanted to say rest in peace to one of the greats. It's a really terrible loss. There's not really much else to say. Thank you to wherever he is for all of his work that he's done, and sorry to everybody that was personally affected by it, and that's it. Rest in peace to the GOAT, to the one of the greatest of all time. Other than that, we're gonna get into this One Piece reaction. Been kind of a slog these last couple episodes. Apparently, judging from the comments, it's not looking up too great for most of this arc. Apparently, it's a shift in the we kind of talked about this off camera, but apparently it's a shift in the chapters per episode. They went from like people have broken down like the average, and that's what people have been saying in the Patreon comments. And the average is slightly less, but by enough of a margin, and without the filler like a wholly anime original scenes that like add to it, like the episode with like in the desert and stuff like that, and a couple of the little filler arcs like sprinkled in here, they're extra little bits to kind of fill things out. Instead, what they're doing is dragging it out, which means that there's probably more than just a timing related issue. There's multiple reasons why things slow down in this way. Oftentimes the first thing is like it's a decision for the adaptation that we don't want to catch up, or we're catching up too fast, or whatever, or we want to hit some kind of milestone for the season or for the fiscal quarter or fiscal year or something like that. There's, you know, they schedule things out that way. But when things are slowing down in this way, usually there's a production issue with it. Whether it be, you know, somebody got laid off, somebody died, somebody, you know, switched studios, or just, you know, random stuff that happens that causes things to happen this way, or even just as commonly is like a budgetary issue relating to being like not getting things done on time and needing to like outsource, and that costing a certain, you know, whatever. There's a million reasons why something like this could happen, which is okay for us. You know, like we made it through the Sasuke retrieval arc 2.0 in Naruto Shippuden, which means we could make it through anything. That was like one of the worst adapted arcs of all time, despite the content of it being pretty interesting. But the problem is, you know, we're known for our discussions, and that's where it gets kind of frustrating. So if we end up being more frustrated, I'm just telling you guys now, it's not that like the show is so bad. It's just that like for us, you know, being a little bit more inclined towards discussion and criticism and like analysis, whenever a show slows down like that, it's not just that the show is like kind of disappointing a little bit, but we'll get over it and it'll be good again soon. It's like not only is the show a little bit disappointing, but we have to talk about it, and like it's our job to talk about it, and we have to try and pull something out of it despite it being very difficult and very lackluster. So that's the real problem, because you can't, like, you know, you watch something and it's like, oh, that was kind of drawn out, whatever. At least we get to move on. We don't get to move on right away. I mean, we could, but then like what was the point of the video, you know? So anyway, that's a big rambly intro, I guess. But
people are gonna be like, wow, they're adding in filler to this.
Yeah, this is a filler
the start
intro.
Of the episodes.
You can skip BOLDcast intros episode 150 there's like gonna be a BOLDcast reaction filler guide on anime filler list. Anyway, welcome back to the canon material. Leave a like and subscribe. Check out patreon.com/BOLDcast. Get 2 weeks ahead of uncut, 1 week ahead of edited reactions. We also started Avatar: The Last Airbender, as you may know. We have 2 separate channels, but they're both linked on Patreon. So if you want to get ahead on One Piece, you can also get ahead on Avatar. You can get ahead on all the other stuff, a bunch of other, you know, all our Naruto uncuts, all of our uncuts for previous series, everything on patreon.com/BOLDcast. Most of all, we hope you enjoy. Let's go. Chopper's jacket.
I said that, and then you were like, he's not wearing a jacket. You remember that?
No, I don't remember that. You're crazy.
Please insert the clip of me saying that he had a nice jacket.
You're using the editor against me. You never even talked to him. You've never interacted with our editor.
I noticed Chopper's jacket in the
I think he's wearing like a Hawaiian shirt.
No, he's wearing like a jacket.
Oh, really? I forget, did he blow it?
Yeah.
No, I just can't remember.
Oh.
If only there was a flashback. If only, like, I could see him do it.
I actually want to see him do it again because it was so funny.
Oh my god, he blew. That's right, he blew it and it was really funny.
Being such a negative Nancy.
So I'm just joking. That was such a funny moment, though.
Yeah.
I'm just like that. It's so funny that they, for everything else, slowed it down and like dragged it out, but they made sure that they did it. They did that one justice. Harp. Oh. He has like a little garden.
Oh, I love that watering can. I love how every time he's on the house. Yeah.
Very wise.
Pirate friend.
Whitebeard? Over 20 years ago. Oh, it's probably Roger. 27 years ago. Shandians.
Interesting. Is there an election? Interesting lore. I wasn't expecting to get that much.
Legend. This is what he was doing. Oh boy.
I love Pierre.
Gonna have a joust off.
I can't wait. You know, get this all fixed up in time for when they come back. He's so cute. And he got some pumpkin juice.
Beautiful pumpkins. Oh.
Ooh.
Fire lance. Whoa!
Poor Chop. No. No.
Is it going down?
No.
Oh, he can predict it. He can predict things too.
Oh.
It's something with their status as priests. Oh God!
Chopper.
No!
No. Oh.
Oh no!
Oh.
Take off the mask. Yes, yes. Do it. Good, Chopper. Throw it into the ocean. Yes, yes. Oh my god.
I speared one of those things on the way down. This guy is enemy number 1.
The sail. The Jolly Roger.
And after they just got this thing fixed up too. Oh, poor
You
Chopper.
fucker, I swear to God.
Oh, I thought he was just... You really irk me.
Child. He's on the way. I'm so scared for the Mary right now. For fuck's sake.
It's like, I feel bad for Chopper, but I feel like he'll be fine. But the Mary, you know, it's made of wood, and there's this fire guy running around. Didn't you guys hear that whistle? Chopper's in trouble.
Ruins.
Oh, well? I live without sacrificing anything. I wonder if all the priests had to sacrifice something. I want to find out the survival rates of the other ones.
Ah, shit, they took the long way. Good, then you can just leave, right?
No, I'm just doing what I want. Oh. So fast.
Damn. Whoa.
Ooh.
Oh, man.
I love how funny Pierre looks, especially compared to that bird.
This is pretty cool, though.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, like, Fuso looks badass and cool, and Pierre just looks like a funny guy. Ooh.
They're going hardcore right now. It's the same power. It's the same thing that the other guy had.
Whoa. Damn, he like messed that guy up.
That was so cool. And it looked like he wouldn't have been able to do that if he couldn't predict his moves too, so they were fighting on equal footing. So he probably has all the priest abilities in himself, and then the new god took them and dispersed them across his people. Maybe.
Ooh, string ordeal. It's not looking good.
It's not looking very good. All my homies hate fat marshmallow shanks. Ball dragon? After my intro? What the hell?
That was such a strange end to the episode.
I love how I just went
I
on
was
that
just
giant,
gonna say that
giant rant at the beginning about like
the pacing, and then this is just like an absolute
absolutely
banger.
Pop off in this episode. That fight was so damn cool.
That was a real, like, I'm so glad that that fight delivered, because I was like, I'm so excited to see this fight, but I was like, oh, maybe it's gonna be like, you know, where you think it's gonna be a super cool matchup, but then it's like still kind of cool, but it was more cool in theory than it actually was in reality. But no, this surpassed my expectations on this fight. This was crazy.
Yeah,
I love Pierre. I feel so bad for Chopper and the Mary getting destroyed, and Chopper trying to save the Mary and getting all upset about it. It's so cute. It's so sad. And yeah, that was so cool when he just like gets him. Yeah, that was.
He was
really
all talking
cool.
about sacrifice and all this stuff. There's all these rules to the sacrificial altar and their domains on this island, and
yeah, and how he came after Chopper because they left, and that was like, you know, the sacrifice of them escaping. Yeah, this was a really, really good episode.
I'm so scared about the Mary.
And even all of this, like stuff at the beginning that was really cool. And I was like, oh, he was God 20 years ago.
A little over 20 years
ago.
ago.
Over 20 years ago.
He knew a pirate, he knew a pirate a little over 20 years ago. It was probably, and he was like a big-hearted soul or whatever. It's probably Roger.
Yeah, that would be cool. It's also interesting that they have, and yeah, he comes on this thing of just like, and they're like, oh, they were criminals before, and it's like, I mean, who's to, you know, say what a criminal is?
Yeah.
And that's a really interesting sentiment from a former god, because the whole point of being a god is that you get to judge everyone.
Yeah.
But from how he's been described, he seemed to be a pretty good god and was trying to resolve this like whatever 100 or 1,000 year long war that was going on here from when the upper yard came into existence.
Of the Sky People versus the Shandians. And we noticed these guys. This guy has like the wings on the side of his head on his hat, but it doesn't look like he has. Oh no, he does have wings. He does have wings. Okay, never mind. Yeah.
I also love how he was like in like an aviation style thing, and then he's like flying. I think it's really cool that he's using like a medieval jousting style weapon, but his aesthetic is more modern and like a you know, he's about to get into an aerial dog fight, and he has this bird, and then he's fighting someone that uses the same weapon and is also on a bird but is wearing like a full suit of armor.
Yeah, it's like he's an evolution of the same sort of idea, because they're like the new guard, the new godly people. So yeah.
Yeah, and then got this child again, and we're just
calling out Gunfall.
And seeing more of the ruins as well.
Yes.
Poor Nami, she's just not quite cut out for a jungle expedition. And yeah, they took this, they're over here. There's also like I don't know, a pyramid or a temple of some kind in the middle there. So I'm wondering if it's like they're gonna escape from there and then they're gonna go there and fix something and that's gonna make it sing again and then everything's gonna be okay, you know?
Yeah.
I like their little drawings too. Luffy looks funny.
That was such a good episode. I can't wait to see what happens next.
That was awesome. I loved this. It was so dumb, but it's kind of funny. But it's just like, as he's like flying across Chopper's face. It's just so dumb, but it was so funny.
Awesome. Okay, leave a like and subscribe. Let's move right along.
I'm so sad that their flag got completely destroyed.
Yeah. Oh yeah, ball dragon.
I like that it's made out of them too.
How do you
It's not
know
a surprise.
that?
Why are you spoiling surprise?
I thought he didn't know which was in them.
Liar. Don't touch this, Luffy. Oh, this is how they're gonna get it go towards the priest and then explode it while it's by him.
Right.
That's how that. So it's all come together. Idiot.
What are you doing here?
Secret
Little native village.
in the clouds with Jack and the Beanstalk. Yeah, I mean, with those priests running around, it's kind of sketchy to go up there.
Oh. There's all these
He's making
political
moves.
conflicts. That guy kind of looked like Gonfall a little bit.
Interesting. No one said you did, but now I'm suspicious.
Are they Shandians or Shandorans, or is there a difference?
I'm not sure.
First Nations influence representation.
What are you guys gonna do? I was like, are you guys gonna go in there and fight? I don't think that's a good idea. Back at it.
Back at it again. Whoa!
Damn. Even Chopper's mesmerized. Oh, they're so crazy that they just float in midair because they're striking each other so much. Oh, the hole from where it blasted her. Oh, it's a string.
Bastard.
Some invisible, like, spider web kind of shit.
String ordeal.
Oh.
No way. Just like that?
He's God. Doesn't he have some kind of resistance? Oh.
What?
There's no way.
No way. What? Just like that? That can't be real.
Imagine if they just showed those sharks just ripping him to shreds. You can't go in there, Chopper.
Oh, Pierre.
Poor Pierre.
Is he gonna like fly out of the
I hope so. Chopper.
chopper? I swear.
No,
Oh my God.
Chopper.
You fucking idiot.
This isn't helping anyone.
So he can't even go in and help.
No.
This can't be happening right now. He's just gonna burn down the mill.
Pierre. Okay, now go away. Ooh. That's so cool. Better go back. Maybe Robin put her up there? Because I don't think that'd be crazy to climb that. Maybe you can see Chopper getting attacked, jumping in the water from over there.
What?
Hey, Usopp, just shoot that thing right now.
They can predict their movements.
Well, they can swing from vines. That's almost like flying like birds, in a way. Yes. Oh. I thought he was gonna help out. No, he's going after the boat, which I mean is helping out, but oh.
It's a puppet.
Oh no.
Well, at least he's mad, I guess.
Bring that with him. Fling that ahead of you.
Is this seriously how he's gonna lose?
Fully deserved.
That fight feels like, oh, I don't know how they're gonna get out of this. Like, I guess I'll just have the guy basically kill himself.
Damn, Usopp.
He's fast!
He booked it.
Oh, he didn't even get that hurt.
Yeah.
Ugh.
What a joke. Insufficiently trained. You're still alive.
Oh! How is he sitting on one of those?
He's mastered them. Really?
Can this guy, like, actually die, you know?
I hope
We don't
so.
normally kill people, like, fully. They usually just retire. But I kind of want this guy to just die. Nice.
Thank God.
That was an insane couple of episodes.
Yeah, I love how you gave that whole speech and then the next two were just crazy.
Yeah.
You need to give that speech more often. It seemed to really help.
I need to jinx it in the opposite direction. Every episode. God damn it.
He can't
It was
be
so abruptly, he just fucking lost.
That was crazy. I hope that he's not dead because Chopper just jumped in the water to save him. And poor Pierre too, he just cut down Pierre.
And then he said if this were a bottomless lake, you'd be fine. Or a bottomless river.
Yeah.
But it's not. It has a bottom, so you can't plop through the other side
Yeah.
down. Unless you're where that other little girl was. Speaking of which, they said a different name this time. I don't know if it was...
They did? I didn't know.
It was slightly different spelling, but we need to check it out. Shandora. Shandians.
Well, that makes sense. It's called Shandora. And
I guess.
that's like the
place, and then...
The people.
But what confused me was they were... They weren't saying Shandian. They were saying Shandia, like the people from Shandia, or the people of Shandia, I think. Yeah. And then this one. And then this one they said Shandia as well. You hear that? Shandia. Yeah. So I don't know what you know what it maybe is? Well, maybe. So like Indian isn't a great term to use for native people anymore, and there's like TP, they're obviously like based on Native American or First Nations people. So maybe it's a censorship thing to say Shandor, like for some reason for the first thing of subs they were more like on point with the translation of them being Shandians, but in this one they're just saying Shandora, like the fire of Shandora. I don't know.
Wiper. It's kind of an interesting.
Wiper.
It's like it looks
Ass
cool.
wiper.
It looks cool.
I am the ass wiper of this tribe.
It looks cool, like the WYPER. Like
Yeah.
visually, when you look at the word, it looks cool. But when you say wiper, it just sounds kind of silly. This place is kind of cool. It seems like they've like retreated down here. Like previously, they were probably living in the upper yard.
Yeah.
And that's why they like Verth, which it is, I'm pretty sure, kind of confirmed at this point to just be the dirt.
The sky Earth, like the vertical Earth, probably.
So that's cool. So but they can't go up there anymore. So this girl is like going up there and like bringing a piece of it back down. Because it seems like
it's like the Holy Land type thing.
Well, it seems like it was just their land, and then
they were taken over.
There's like problems, and then now there's like this god up there that will just strike everyone down.
Yeah. And
has their priests all camped out in there, not allowing anyone in.
I really do like the aesthetic of like the First Nations stuff. There's a little bit of other like, I don't know, like Polynesian or some sort of like the tattooing is kind of reminiscent of like the color is definitely reminiscent of like First Nation stuff. I think it's really cool. I like how they have the wings too, so they're also like sky people, different side of the same coin. And they got all the totem poles and the teepees and everything. I really like it as an aesthetic. It kind of throws things off. This mask is more like African in style than it is First Nation, but I don't know, the horns are vaguely, it seems more African looking, but I really like it. I think it's dope.
And interesting too that they're like I wonder, I'm really interested to know what makes a god. Like, how do you get promoted to be god, I guess, or like demoted? Because like they clearly lost faith in Gonfal. Like they
these people?
Yeah, like they're like, he's not our friend. He's not. He never actually helped us or did anything. He was he never accomplished anything, and it seemed like maybe the other people, like in Skypiea, also thought that of just like, he's trying to like work things out, but it's going so slowly that nothing's happening. And if people like lose faith in him as a god, if he just like gets booted out of there, and like someone else, if say there was like someone else that was like kind of like rallying people and like. It's like similar to in Alabasta, how it's just
it's very Alabasta.
It's like, there's like this rebellion that, they're inspiring people, and it's like, okay, well, the king isn't doing anything and is mistrustworthy and blah, blah, blah. So now we put our faith in this person instead.
Yeah. But then there's this person who's like kind of...
obviously this situation is a bit...
This guy's kind of like Koza in a way. Like he's, rallying a faction to like fight against, but instead of... Like Koza wasn't really with Crocodile, but he wasn't against Crocodile. But it was like...
Well, he would be against Crocodile, like once he knew.
In the grander war effort, like undisturbed by our people, he was not against Crocodile in like the general fight. But this guy's more against any ruling power, it seems like. But yeah, I was just gonna bring that up. How it just like how Oda works on his previous arc in the current arc and like changes some things and makes it a new thing. He's kind of doing that. In this time, we don't have a Vivi. Conis is like the closest thing to a Vivi,
but she's kind of like.
But she's away a little bit. She's not as much of a presence. Obviously, there wasn't as much build up to this arc. So there's that. But we got a Koza type figure. We got Eniru, which is like a crocodile, mysterious, big, badass, evil guy type figure. As far as we know, or there's some mystery around that. We still don't have like a person. We don't have a face to that name.
And like, where is he?
And then we also have the Cobra version, like the previous, like the ruler that was ruler before, but a lot of people have lost faith in, and is kind of fallen from grace in a way and doesn't have the power that he used to. And the idea would be to put the old king back in power. That would be the better thing. But a difference as it plays out in the story is that Gonfal is a combatant. First of all, is that Gonfal is a combatant. First of all, but his place in the story is generally kind of the same. Anyway, it's just kind of interesting to see once again, like arc to arc, how we talked about how Arlong Park and Syrup Village with Usopp kind of together, and a couple other things, Chopper, a bunch of previous islands kind of all together. If you mangle them together, like they all take things from each other, or and evolve into like the sort of concrete, bigger version of that, of Alabasta, the big arc of it. And it takes all these previous ideas and kind of weaves them together. And then this is kind of like taking what Alabasta did, kind of in a weirdly kind of smaller scale, honestly, and weaving it into this arc and introducing a lot of different stuff, obviously, because it's a different location. But in terms of story structure, there's obviously a lot of similarities.
Yeah, I'm interested to see, I think the main thing that I'm really interested in is like finding out more about like the god, like what that means and what that entails. It's like, are they sitting in that temple thing with some like magic crystal ball singing, or something? Yeah, that's what I was also wondering.
Like, so there's God, there's an Iru or Gonfall, but they're not. They don't have the final say. What has the final say is like the world singing, which is kind of, again, relating to Alabasta, is like the drought. Yeah. Is like, you know, when the rain falls, that's when, like, as soon as the rain started falling in Alabasta, it was like, oh, the fighting basically stopped, and it was like, oh my god, why are we, you know, what are we doing? And in a similar way, they set up this, like, the world singing, whatever that is, as sort of the thing that will break it, and whether that will be literally like a tone that's made by the trees, or some sort of bell that chimes or something, or some, you know, a subversive
like birds
way.
Come here or something. Yeah, and they sing. Maybe
something like that. Some other subversive way, like, you know, not like similar also to how in Drum Kingdom, like, we had all this idea of like, oh, the cherry blossoms, and that's gonna fix everything, that's gonna heal everyone's hearts, and then it wasn't exactly that. It was like it was almost like that, is dyeing all the snow pink, sort of achieved a similar effect. So maybe there will be something like that with the tone of the world, or the song or whatever the hell he said. Yeah,
I love Sanji just destroying this guy.
Yeah, I love how it seems like, I don't know what Oda was thinking with this guy, because, like, he made him, like, just a bit too powerful.
But, like, but so also ridiculous.
But also too boring. Like not to shit on it. Like, that's not what I mean. It's just, like, boring as in, you know, how do you have fun writing that, you know, fight, you know what I mean? Like, it's like you make him, he has this blast attack, he has all these exploding balls that are random, and like there's a point where like one of them exploded and it was like, or they were exploding into birds and shit, like weird stuff, and then he was like, a dud or whatever. Like, he didn't know, but then it's like, oh,
here's this magic exploding dragon that is made up of only these types of things. So then he can
choose what is in there. And then
he has it with a string.
And then he has it with the string as a weakness so that Luffy could use that against him, when before he didn't need to have a string on it. So it's like, he kind of went back and forth. It seems like Oda went back and forth of like, what do I do here? Like, how do I make this fun and interesting and like give them a leg up, or make it kind of a back and forth
dragon thing? I think it was because it was like, okay, this is so random, and then it's like, okay, it's a little bit too random.
How do I make
it fun? We give this guy some control, but the clear from the very beginning only way to defeat this guy is to use these own surprise balls against him. So then it's coming up with the dragon in a way, you know.
But like, it's like how I was saying at like a couple episodes ago, where it was like, I was trying to think of like, how do you like, how do you get one over this guy? Like, how do you use this, like, use thing against him, other than just, hey, blink, and you just push it at him? Yeah. Because he can predict your movements, so the idea is he could get it out of the way. And then Luffy says, like, oh, well, it's not really worth anything if you can't dodge our attacks. But again, like, there seemed to have been a shift at some point in this fight, because at the beginning of the fight, he was moving like lightning. Like, he was zipping around.
He said that once he had caught him already,
but the idea that he could catch him is kind of crazy, because he can predict his movements and he's lightning fast. Yeah. So it's just kind of like, okay, I think I'm done with this. I'm ready to move on. You got everyone ready to move on? All right. Luffy throws he has a string. Luffy cuts the string, or pulls the string apart, throws the dragon at him. There's a big explosion. He doesn't know what's going on, and then Luffy ties him up and Sanji kicks him. That's, you know, nothing really about like,
we cooked here.
Yeah, you know, it's just kind of let's get out of here. Fuck this guy, and I agree. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, that guy sucks.
Yeah. Anyway.
Good riddance.
Good riddance. I do really like Shura
Yeah.
as an
He's
enemy.
a badass.
He's a very respectable, like, the fact that he matches up to Gonfall, like, it's a big set piece, which is good, which, like, makes him very formidable. The fact that I think it's honestly also the fact that he can do something against us that is irreversible.
Yeah.
Like, there's a little bit of tension there. Like, not only is his attack style and his bird and everything cool, and he has fire breath and whatever, but, like, he can destroy the ship, and that makes him more threatening just in general. And the fact that we see the mast get destroyed, the flag get destroyed, it's like, shit, or the sail. It's like, oh my god, what do we do, you know?
I think that is a huge thing, because obviously in a long-running show like this where you have main characters, the main characters are not going to get killed by some random side character, villain.
Yeah.
But he destroyed the Mary, which is basically part of their crew. So that is like a traumatic experience, and he is able to do that. He's able to hurt, and then when he hurts Chopper, you're like, oh no, because you hate him so much more because he already destroyed the Mary. And then he just comes in and he just kills a literal former god. And it was a fight, but like he won, you know?
Yeah. It's a similar sort of logic to why we always harp on. We usually just joke about it, but everyone always gets on us about harping about the animal abuse or whatever. That's just kind of become a term that we use to describe, like, the fact that you can be more brutal and more unforgiving when hurting an animal versus hurting a character, like, as far as a publishing perspective. Like, if you're a publisher or an editor, you're less likely to edit out Oda brutally snapping the necks of multiple little furry critters, or cutting the heads off of lizards and dinosaurs and stuff like that, and, like, you know, showing a little bit of violence,
like,
versus doing that action against a human. Like, you can't there's different rules. So a way to introduce the same kind of tension from a writing perspective is like, okay, I can't treat humans like this, but I need there to be some kind of danger, some kind of edge. Well, if I just make them animals with human characteristics and clothes, then that, you know, I basically solve that problem, and I can have that, like, moment where Sanji literally just murders these two animals, where they were basically, you know, on the level of other humans. Like, for all intents and purposes, they were basically just human characters, but they were animals so that they could get killed brutally. And that's the same thing. That's why, like, Karoo getting hurt is so stressful. All the animals, like, or like whenever there's an animal involved, that's why we're more afraid, and why we keep harping on the animal abuse, because there's different rules to hurting different things. You can't hurt a child as much as you can, like, you know, like, didn't Sanji or Zoro, like, kill a Triceratops baby or something like that? Or kill a mother Triceratops in front of their Triceratops baby?
Yeah.
Like
you can't...
And I guess that was a kind of a filler section of that arc in Little Garden, but the point of all of that is, like, just like how Shura is hurting the Mary, and that makes us, like, clutch our pearls and, like, worry and add some tension. You know, there's lines that you can't cross, and an easy way to, like, get the same investment and, like, tension out of that you would get from crossing lines of, like, hurting somebody or showing gore or, like, crazy violence in a show like this or in a manga like this, is you make them you know, shift that onto a different thing, or you change the thing that you're hurting. That's the whole animal abuse angle, and Mary abuse. Anyway, so it's effective is what I'm saying. Is what we're saying.
Yeah.
And what we're also saying is you can leave a like and subscribe and check out patreon.com/BOLDcast. We'll see you guys in the next one. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
Bye-bye.